Hey everyone out there, it's the 3DJ channel. My name is Jay. I know it's been a while, guys, since I had my last video uploaded. A lot of things been going on. One of the big things that been going on for me was that I had an issue with my printer. I had to take care of that. But that's no excuse. I apologize, guys. I haven't been out there recently and created a video for you guys, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today I'm hopefully going to try to upload one video, and tomorrow maybe another couple of videos. Try to record today and upload at least one today and then upload the rest tomorrow. But let's get started. Today's video is going to be about 3D printer accessories and how they can help you print better prints. I'm pretty much going to go over the accessories and how these different accessories help you or help your printer. So there are accessories out there that will help your printer print more detailed and better complete prints, and there are some accessories out there that help you help your printer print better and more complete prints, so you're not having to go back and reprint something that took you hours to print to begin with. So it reduces the amount of time, and it also makes more viable prints for you when it comes to 3D designing and 3D printing. So let's get started, guys. Alright, so let's start off with a simple accessory that I know a lot of people out there have already, and it's an accessory that helps the printer print better prints. I mean, nothing you do except maybe adjusting or putting some more material in this accessory allows the printer to print better. But let's start off. It is called a filament oiler. An oiler is a simple container that holds a sponge that you put in there and a little bit of oil, and what it does is literally just lubricates the filament as it feeds through into your extruder head. Now there's all kinds of oilers out there on Thingiverse. I have a simple one that has a cap. It's a cylinder. It comes out to a hole in the bottom where the filament it literally feeds in the top and then comes out the bottom and then goes into the heated head, or heated printer head, and that's it. It's a matter of just lubricating that filament. Now, question is, you're probably asking is, why would you want to lubricate the filament? What will that do for you? One, it reduces the dust or the outer particles that are in the air from being on your filament. Now, a lot of that dust can build up within your hot end and can stop it up or cause your hot end to, like I said, get clogged, and then you either gotta clean it, or a lot of times, sometimes your hot end tip may get clogged up, and then either you have to sit there and clean it, or sometimes you just have to replace it because it's like not even worth sitting there for hours cleaning it out, and you may mess the threads up depending on how your hot end mounts, because there's threads. A lot of times that stuff threads on to the porcelain heated piece or the hot end. So these are things you have to keep in mind. But another good reason which helps you with your prints is that the actual lubrication helps reduce stringing of your filament on your prints, which in my opinion increases the detail of your prints depending on how much detail you want on your prints. Like I print a couple of figures and stuff like that, and I want the filament to be clean and nice and laid down correctly, and without having that string there, you don't get globs, you don't get all these different things on the surface. You actually do see the better detail of the print. So that's one thing right there. This is a simple accessory that allows your prints to come out better, and all this sits there, it's static, and once in a while between prints you just put a little bit of oil. I use a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, and that's it. It's good to go. This little oiler will help your prints increasingly get better as you print. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's a basic accessory. What I'm talking about today, accessory I'm going to go into right now, is something that I purchased but I wanted to mount to my printer. Now I'll go over why I wanted to mount it versus other possibilities to mount it to my printer. But let's go into that. Let's go into first what it is. It is literally what I recently purchased was this little guy right here. This is a filament sensor. Now, I went on the Hot End channel on YouTube, and they had a product review about this guy right here, and it was an awesome review, and I was like, you know what, that looks like something I could really use on my printer. So I said, you know what, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to put it on my printer, and what this little guy does is filament actually gets fed through these rollers, the little metal rollers up here, and of course what happens is the filament separates these rollers and then comes out and then goes into your printer. What these rollers are a sensor. When these rollers are together and the power is on, it emits a siren sound like a CO2 fire alarm. Irritating alarm. This allows you to let you know is that your filament has run out, that you have whatever the amount from the distance from these rollers to your printer head. That's how much filament you have left. So if you're in the middle of a print, you need to get some filament fed when you about to run out on the bottom of the actual filament. You need to be able to feed more in so you don't lose that print. So this guy here tells you that you've run out of filament. You're about to run out of filament. So you need, this is a really cool item, like I said, and I recommend it. I'm gonna try to load an actual the website information on how to purchase this guy on my in my section below, so you guys can go take a look at this. But like I said, I recommend this to anyone. It's a really cool accessory that again helps you help your printer print better prints or not have to reprint, which means more time on the machine, then more filament you're using. And of course, the more you use your machine, the more certain things get worn out. So, just let you know, this guy right here is definitely a good way to go. But there's more to the story. This is the accessory. Now, it has these mounting holes on the sides, this right here and right here. They're cool. You could hard mount this to your machine. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to mess with my machine structure. I didn't want to drill into the metal. Plus, like I said, having this hard mounted would make it a lot harder to service my machine, which recently I had to do because my bed probe somehow failed and I had to replace it. So having that on there, I have to sit there and screw it, and then because as you unscrew things, threads get messed up. You don't want to do that. You want to have something, have this like pop on, pop off. So what I did is I created this guy. This right here is a simple PLA printed mount that locks onto the L-bracket structure on top of my printer. It goes into this guide section here and then clicks on, and it will hold this sensor like this, so it's aiming down and feeding filament to the back, coming out the front down into my extruder head. This is awesome. This makes my life a lot easier. It makes my printing a lot easier and allows me to better know what's going on in my printer when I'm not in the room. So this is a really cool thing. Now, like I said, the sensor is cool. My bracket, I think, is cooler. I think I'm really proud of this. I'll be honest with you right off the bat. This is my second print. This is not my first print. My first print had some issues, but we're going to go into that right now. But let's start off. This guy right here. Now, look at it. You think it's pretty simple. It's not too hard. It's literally a Y with a couple of little hooks here and a little hook here to allow me to mount straight onto my metal. But there's a lot going on to make this piece. One, is measurements involved. Like if I measured the metal of my structure the outer housing of my printer, my 3D printer, and it allowed me to understand what I had to create to make these little grooves here, so the whole thing would lock on. Another thing that I did after I took those measurements is I took those measurements and I started drawing out what this bracket was going to look like. Now you'd say that's not too crazy. Well, there is a little bit of math involved, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little problem where you have to measure everything with a digital caliper. You have to sit down, measure the inner, the outer perimeter measurements, and it's all done in millimeters. So what I had to do is I simply did what I would have to do eventually on the 3D software, was I drew everything out on some paper. I actually sat down, drew a side profile, drew a front profile. When I designed, I did exactly that. I drew the side profile, extruded everything out, got my measurements, then I turned it on its side, and then flattened it out, and I then put my holes in for mounting to the actual sensor. So this is a lot of math. How you sit there, you break down everything measurement-wise, and like I said, I printed the first print, and everything was way too tight. The tolerance was way too tight. I could not click, for the life of me, I could not click this on to the metal. Why? Well, I made this little groove here too tight, and I made this little lip here too big, so I couldn't get it over the hump of the actual metal. And of course, you don't want to you want to bend it, you don't want to break it. You want it to go click on and be tight, but you don't want it to be bending it on and stuff like that. So I had to make some changes to my eventual design, and I had to adjust for it. But a lot of what's made this easier was literally drawing it first. Draw it on paper, so in a way you've done like almost like a dry run of what you have to design on your 3D software. And then you can go back and easily step back a couple of turns and adjust and then print again. But it's like I said, it's fun when you come up with something like this and this is made by you. This has your name on it. You made this. And like I said, this mount, but the thing is, you have to realize one thing about this. This will not work for every printer. This bracket is only meant for my printer bot Metal Plus printer. The steel L bracketing, which makes up the top structure of my printer, differs from other 3D printers. So I had designed my own personal bracket to mount this sensor on. But in the end, like I said, it was definitely gratifying and fun to design this bracket and to be able to mount it and put it on my printer, which I have to do after we bolt it all together and put it on my printer after we're doing this video and everything like that, just so I could print some stuff. But the one thing it's gratifying, and I want to bring that out to other people. I want them to feel inspired or feel like they can do something like this too. It's just a matter of breaking it down and going into it. Now, in future videos, I will do some time-lapse screenshots of me on on my computer 3D designing, and of course a time-lapse of me drawing and sketching out designs for projects I'm going to be designing and stuff. So that's something I'm going to be going into in future videos. Another thing I want to go over is this bracket right here. I have a Thingiverse profile. I'm having issues loading things up. I want to load this up on Thingiverse for people who want or have a PrinterBot Metal Plus and have this accessory and want to mount it with this bracket. This is, like I said, this is my original design. I want to share with other people. Once I can, I will definitely give you guys the link once I get that whole thing loaded up and figured out. But this bracket's going to be available for those people who have a PrinterBot Metal Plus. So that's something right there. And the big thing I would take away from this video today is that anyone can design a simple bracket. And I'll go into more stuff in future videos. Like, I'm going to show you something real quick. This is something for a project I'm working on, a project I have worked on in the past, and I'm now 3D designing it versus actually making it out of basic materials that I have in front of me. This is a simple design that I broke down for myself. Now, to look at this, you're like, oh my god, yeah, there's a lot to this, making this this one piece right here. You probably can't make out what it looks like. There's so many lines and so many information and dimensions and stuff like that, but I'll go more into that in future projects, but in my future project and everything. But a lot of what 3D design is making material, taking away material to make your final shape. And like I said, this bracket was a lot easier than anything else I'm attempting. But like I said, future videos will show that. But before we leave, I want to show you what the next video is going to be about. Now, I had mentioned this on my last video. I had shown a little tidbit of what I was working on next. This is the Titanfall mech project I'm working on. This is one of the legs. I recently updated this leg a little bit. I started doing some heat methods to make the tolerances on some of these parts tighter so they'd fit onto the actual leg better. They wouldn't fall off. They were tight, they'd squeeze, they'd grab a hold of the actual leg and everything like that, so they could be moved and adjusted and stuff like that without having to worry about them flopping back down again. But this is something I'm working on. This is actually designed by Lily Kill on Thingiverse. Her profile has this Titanfall mech on it, and it's an awesome design. It's all posable and everything. It's movable. She has joints and everything. I'm probably going to be adding a couple things of my own, a couple of pistons to the bottom section here and the back section here to make this more looking like the mech on the actual game. And I'm also going to be adding some ammo packs that are not in the design and stuff like that, but that's a future project. The reason why I haven't gotten into this too much yet is I don't have all the parts just yet. I want to print everything out so it's all ready before I start going into it, because I don't think you want to be having me waiting 3 or 4 weeks before I keep updating some of this. I want to get into this, and I want to continue to work on one project and one project at a time. I want to finish it up, then jump on another project. I don't want to sit there and have it go back and forth like some people do. I mean, I may do that eventually in some projects, but this one I want to have all the parts ready before I start doing it, because there's so much to go into this. There's a lot of finishing work, there's a lot of sanding, there's a lot of priming, painting, and I mean, there's other parts to this besides just the mech. There's going to be the pilot, there's going to be the data knife, there's going to be the guns, there's all these different things that have to be added for this to be a complete project, and I really, really want to make it look awesome. And I want to show it to you guys and take you through the methods that I go through to make this look cool. But hopefully I'll have a video, probably it's going to be tomorrow, of what I'm going through to make this guy up and everything like that, to show you what I have to do with my printer, what I have to do with finishing this off, cleaning it up, making it look good, making the parts movable like they were designed to. So I'll go into that with that video. But that's pretty much what today's video is about. I was going into printer accessories. Now, my 3D printer accessories are really, really cool, and I recommend everyone take advantage of those accessories that are already out there. One accessory that I'm going to try to design for a future video also is going to be a cleaning stage for my hot end. Now, some of these printers already out there on the market already have a stage built up where the actual printer head goes across and cleans the actual hot end before it starts printing, because a lot of material can get on that hot end and it can mess up your print. Most times what I do is I have to literally lift my head up on my printer, and then I have to sit there with a little rag and wipe it down a little bit, and then extrude, wipe it down again, and then I print again, just so I can clean it up a little bit. But I want to design something for my printer for it to screen across, clean, and then start printing. So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to see what I can come up with that, see if I can design something that can mount to my printer and make it easier for my prints to come out and make them better just by cleaning the head every time I print. But I'll definitely look into that for you guys out there, especially people who have the PrinterBot Metal Plus. But that's my video for today, guys. Hopefully, like I said, I'll have a video loaded soon for the mech. But that's our video for today. So please, guys, comment below. If you have any ideas for future videos for me, please let me know about them. If you have any questions about what things that I've designed, please leave comments below. Of course, guys, like my videos, please, and then also subscribe to my channel. I plan on doing future videos on all kinds of things, and like I said, you guys have input in a lot of these videos. Tell me what you want to see. Another thing, like I said, I just did a product and my own kind of product review on this little sensor over here. The company that makes the sensor didn't give me this. I bought this. I gave my own personal opinion of this sensor. I think it's a nice, cool sensor that definitely will help me. Anybody out there who has a company who wants me to review something, shoot me an email, send me something to review, and definitely I'll review it on my channel and everything. I hope to build this channel up and do some cool stuff with it, alright? So anyone out there, please, like I said, like, favorite, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.